Hello lovelies, how are we? Hope everyone's okay. It's Tuesday, it's my first day back at work, so I'm trying to remember what it is I do, because it's not going in. It'll all be fine. Hope everyone's alright. Thank you for all the comments and thoughts on last week's vlog and on the month-end podcast as well. Lovely to hear from you. So it's Tuesday morning, almost Tuesday afternoon. I have been working this morning, don't be alarmed. So Friday, no, I spoke to you on Friday. Well, I recorded on Friday. Yeah. Went out in the evening with friends for a meal around someone's house. That was lovely. I told you I'm a bit vague this morning. Sunday was drum off. I'll put some photographs and footage at the end. So there'll be a sort of panning shot that I took whilst the other band was playing, the samba band were playing. Do look out for the idiot sitting on the very high wall. We were all a little bit worried because we'd already had an ambulance. As we arrived in the square where the drumming happens, we started a piece and suddenly felt someone fall against me, or, you know, movement against me. And it turned out a gentleman had collapsed. So we kind of stopped everything. I'm sort of signalling to the leader, stop, stop. We asked if there were any people with medical training. There were some nurses and a paramedic, thankfully. So they all came and started looking after the gentleman. Now, that bit of town is notorious for having really bad mobile phone signal. So there were about 3 of us on the phone trying to get through to 999, just seeing who had the best signal. And I got through first, so I was talking to the phone operator and so sort of asking the nurses and the paramedic looking after this gentleman questions. I should have just handed my phone over to them really, but you don't sort of think when you're in the moment. Although the operator did say to me at one point, is there someone there with him? And I looked around, 300 or 400. I explained there was an event going on, and so that was all interesting. The gentleman seemed to recover well. We believe there may have possibly been drink involved, but I don't know for sure, so I don't wish to cast aspersions. An ambulance came along. Certainly by the time the ambulance took him away, the gentleman was conscious, so seemed to be making good improvement, thankfully. So that sort of caused a slight delay to our proceedings. So we then had the drum off. Like I say, the footage I show is while Sambalanka are playing. There's also, I did an audio recording of our version of the William Tell Overture, which I'll play at the end with some photos of some of our drummers. So yes, it was a good event eventually, and like I say, thankfully the gentleman was okay. So that's how come it was a good event. Otherwise, it would have been a terrible event. Yesterday I was hospital visiting. The other thing that happens, because drum off is part of the Jack in the Green event, so this is about the Green Man, welcoming summer. But another thing that happens, you've got all the people dressed in green, drumming, Morris dancing, all sorts, for the procession, but you've also got many thousands of motorbikes. They have a motorbike rally on the same day. Doesn't seem like a natural mix, but it kind of works. That's what it's like here. We have odd things together and it works. And I'd never really sort of thought about it before. I mean, you see all the thousands and thousands and thousands of motorbikes, and they give over one of the big car parks to them because there are just so many, and they're parked all through the town centre as well because just the volume of bikes. What I didn't realise until I was driving up the main road out of town, how many people stand at the roadside to watch the bikes come through, or they take their garden chairs with them and sit by the roadside and wave at the bikers as they come through. So that was quite fun. Sorry, an email's just come through I need to deal with. Sorry, my butterfly brain was easily distracted there. So I told you about drum off. Yesterday I was hospital visiting, and himself came home because he's been away and he's been shopping. You've got to like a bag with a sheep on it, really, haven't you? he was in Devon, and he said, excuse me, he said he'd been to one shop, and that's very kind of him. Turned out he went to a couple of others as well. So in Oakhampton, in the Woolly Beader, he bought their own yarn, which is under the name of Wool and More. And we've got this lace weight yarn in the Sunset colourway, which is rather fabulous. We've got some DK in the Not Quite the Jubilee colourway, which is marvellous. And we've got some 4-ply in the Spring Greens colourway, so that's a bit gorgeous. He went to the Yarn Hut, which is, can't remember where, sorry, and got this DK weight yarn in the Circus colourway. So lots of fabulous colours there. And then he went to Wool on the X in Exmouth. I know. And he got me Midwinter Nights is the colourway on this 4-ply. And some more lace weight, and this is a Merino Tencel blend in the Blood from a Stone colourway. And it's not showing up terribly well, but you've got these red bits in amongst this lovely bluey grey. So after saying to me, I've been to one shop, that's your lot, he then went shopping. What a kind man. This feels lovely. Hello lovelies. 2 days later, still in the same sweater. Well, you know, that's what happens. This is my Rocket Tee, which is a pattern by Tanis Lavallee, I don't know. And it was bought for me along with some of the yarn by the wonderful Valerie, she of A Visit with Nana and Papa, who's a very kind person. So this is my Rocket Tee. What else have I been doing this week? I mean, I've been back to work, but it's not been super busy, so I have been doing some crafty stuff as well. And I've been doing some spinning. It's been a while, but I have this lovely fibre, and it will be no surprise to regular viewers of the vlog and podcast to know that this fibre is by Witchcrafty Lady, and it's called Pansy, and it's a superwash merino, which means it is lovely and soft. So I'm doing a 3-ply at the moment. This will be one of the plies. So I've enjoyed doing some spinning. It's been a long time. Partly inspired by Marceline of Hey Brownberry, who is also spinning. She's spinning much more kind of mindfully than I am. She is doing a long-term project, and she's doing different types of spinning, different techniques. I'm just sitting there in my happy place, feeding it through my hands. That's kind of where I am with my spinning, and that's fine. You know, we all do our crafts for different reasons, and that works for me right now. So yesterday we had knit night, just a couple of us there. Good to have a chat. Birds are singing. Do you mind? I'm trying to do a podcast. Tomorrow I am going to meet my sister and picking up our house guest for next week. My sister's on her holidays, and we are going to have her little dog Digby here for a week. So he's a little Yorkshire Terrier. Oh sorry, phone's buzzing. He is an elderly gentleman of quiet mood and taste. Well, not always quiet mood, but of quiet taste. So he'll just probably sleep a lot. Fair play to him. So yes, that's tomorrow. And then we've got the long weekend for the coronation, so hospital visiting, all that sort of stuff. And I would say lots of dog walks, but Digby only needs a very short walk, so he'll just have lots of trips out into the garden and treats, because, you know, that's what you do, isn't it? I hope that whatever you're doing, you have fun. Thank you for being here. Drumming footage to follow. And thanks, as always. Keep well. Keep crafting. Hope you're enjoying what you do. And I'll see you next week. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
All right.